Disclaimer. So this wasn't originally going to be my first video. In fact, there's a bunch of different videos that were lined up to be my first that I'll put on the back burner for different reasons. Most of those reasons being my lazy procrastinating ass. But I just wanted to say, before you watch this, I love Doctor Who, and I do plan to make more Doctor Who content, but I don't want to be primarily a YouTube channel. Doctor Who is not the main thing I want to cover. If anything, that's more of a secondary thing. My main niche is talking about video games, with the odd bit of YouTube commentary here and there, and shooting the shit about life and my philosophies. So feel free to sub if you enjoy my style of content, and if you're happy to see Who content in the future, but not if you just primarily want to see just Doctor Who content, because that's not going to be my main deal. But above all, the main thing I want to get across, just enjoy the bloody video. My dudes, Revolution of the Daleks came out. We waited so long for this. I mean, it feels like it. It actually wasn't that big a wait, but 2020 was... yeah. But hey, it's 2021 now, and honestly, I'm kind of all for the Chibnall era of Doctor Who making the first day of each new year a special day for us Whovians. I'm honestly all for that. Prediction, we know Series 13 is coming later this year, so the finale will air on New Year's Day 2022. That's happening, don't at me. Anyway, I'm going to go into more detail about this specifically if and when I get round to talking about the episodes in Series 12 and maybe Series 11 eventually. We can ignore the fact that knowing me and my work ethic, Series 16 will already be out by the time I'm halfway through talking about Series 12. But I'm going to quickly summarise my thoughts a little bit here. I'm going to let you guys in on the fattest hot take you've ever seen. You ready? Trust me, no one's ever said this before, at least not in this way. This will make your jaw hit the floor. You ready for this? Series 11 wasn't very good. Now, I ain't one of the Series 11 was overrun with SJW pandering crowd, and I ain't one of the a female doctor ain't right, not my doctor crowd either. Shush. But as someone who's seen all of New Who over and over again, and the majority of Classic Who, and a little bit of Big Finish, and unironically owns this Paradigm Dalek figurine, and played with this New Who Sontaran figurine as a kid to the point where it's missing a fucking foot, Series 11 felt hollow. Like this poor cunt's leg. I remember before it aired, my two least favourite seasons of New Who were Series 7 and Series 9. Uninspired stories with stupid or frustrating plots, weak solutions, bad writing, and episodes dotted around that you could write an entire college essay on why they were just outright shit. But do you know what they got right? They still, like all the seasons before, had that Who feeling down. The Doctor still felt like this lonely god wandering around the universe who's seen it all, been to hell and back, seen the end and rebirth of the universe, yet still managed to stay in touch with a playful, adventurous human side with a knack to explore, companions and supporting cast who felt well developed, like real and relatable people you could learn to love, and who oozed a personality that complemented both the Doctor and the story they were in, and overall a rapid, thrilling sense of adventure that comes with careening through time and space with a madman in a blue box. Oh, I need to breathe more during these recording sessions. So how did Series 11 differ? Well, at first, after it aired, I ranked Series 11 above these two because sure, while it felt like a bland, diluted, bare-bones version of Doctor Who with its trademark feel and vibe replaced with a feeling of an ITV soap drama set in a sci-fi world, at least in terms of direction. With a Doctor that almost seemed to be resisting having her own identity, feeling like she was just designed to badly mimic two of her popular predecessors. Writing that, in my opinion, was almost never abhorrently terrible, just kind of boring and subpar, often leaving me unenthused. Basically, while the bad episodes in these lot could leave me feeling angry, frustrated, confused, baffled, yet always intrigued, the highlights in them were always still joys to watch because they were still able to retain the elements of the show that I loved. Whereas in this one, and for the most part this one too, both the high points and low points didn't leave me reacting in a strongly negative or strongly positive way. They just had me more reacting like, huh. Alright. And that's why I now rank these two at the bottom. It sounds stupid, but I don't like having little to no reaction to my favourite franchise. I don't like seeing a new episode, watching through a new series, and feeling basically nothing. I enjoy those older seasons where even at the lowest points, there's still a big reaction to be had, because it helps, in my opinion, contribute to what feels like Who's overall identity. Not knowing what you're going to get in, week out, feels like a part of that Who magic, hopping in that blue box having no clue when or where you're going to end up. In the RTD and Moffat era's worst flops, you still knew you were going to have a great time with an interesting, well-developed Doctor and companions, and you knew you were going to see some stuff you never would have seen coming. Whereas Chib's era, for the most part, there's so few surprises. Of course, there's a few episodes I found terrible, and some I found surprisingly good for the most part, but it's just bogged down with averageness. Okay, that really wasn't a quick summary, was it? Jeesh. But it's integral to telling you how I'm now feeling about Revolution of the Daleks, and you'll definitely see why, because this story right here, I have my fair share of issues with it. This is a deeply flawed piece of Doctor Who media, and I doubt it's going to make it into anyone's top 10 Doctor Who episodes this anytime soon. But this episode right here was the most fun I've had with the entire Jodie Whittaker era so far, and I kind of adore it for that. The only thing that came close to this for me was Spyfall in Series 12, but this defo trumps that in my opinion. But with that said, this episode, Revolution of the Daleks, is the textbook definition of wasted potential. And that really sucks, but a 13th Doctor Chibnall episode left me wanting more. Now that is huge, so let's get into that. Except, not yet. Sorry to do this to you guys, but me and HR have decided that I'm going to split this video into two parts. One for this little overview you've seen, and one for the actual Revolution review. It will let me just get some content out already, and probably motivate me to work even harder on the next few uploads, but it's probably why the title and thumbnail doesn't exactly mesh with the video that great. I went for my thoughts on Chibnall's era so far, as opposed to Revolution of the Daleks review part 1, because I feel like that'd feel kind of misleading. So sorry if that's a bit of a pain, but hey, I reckon I picked a good cutoff point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you'll tune into the next video. You're probably wondering how I can think this is the most fun 13th Doctor story, and also call it wasted potential, and well, don't worry. All will be revealed. Just a couple of things to get off my chest before we round this off for now. My old YouTube team, the Banter Bus, is coming back after quitting YouTube like a year and a half ago, all with revamped channels and styles of content just like I've done. Except for Sarek, apparently he's too good for that shit. Oh, get a grip, grow up. Oh boy, my good buddy Sarek, aka Emperor Zarakar, recently had me record a line for him to use in his newest review. So I had a little cameo in it. I wonder what he used it for.
And instead focus on Radisson as a character. He's the writer's interpretation of what atheists are like. Condescending, narcissistic, amoral, callous, you know, a real son of a bitch.
Well damn, Sarek, I didn't know you were in this movie.
Shut the fuck up, inferior scum. Anyway, it's pretty clear that Carrie...
Apologies to anyone who may be watching who knows me from my old channel, but we don't talk about that anymore. I love the Banter Bus, they're some of my best friends, my little YouTube family. My background, for those not in the know, is full of references to the group. I love them a lot, so definitely go check them out. Matt, aka Kibo, hasn't fully rebooted his channel yet, so there's nothing to see there really, but he'll be linked below. Sarek never stopped uploading, so he'll be linked as well. And Momo, aka Anabos, has actually recently uploaded the very first video of the Banter Bus 2021 revival. Hence why I gave him little cameos in this video in the form of a couple of little meme edits. I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. So gazillion %, go and watch that video. His channel will be the first link below. And the main and last thing I want to say is, if you made it this far, thanks so damn much for watching. I'm really excited to get my new style of content out into the YouTube sphere, and I really hope you enjoy what you've seen so far. I'm personally really proud of what I made already, and I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you want to let me know that you did enjoy down below, it would make my year. Seriously, you'd make my year. Oh, and if Doctor Who isn't the kind of thing that gets you hyped, if chatting about video games, chatting a little bit about the YouTube scene, and occasionally doing some pondering and philosophizing is more what you'd want to see, then my dude, I have got a hell of a YouTube channel planned for you, so just stay tuned and wait and see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, all you BEA beautiful people, however many or few of you there may be, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.